this video guide, we're going to talk about PIXLR in the mobile version, which is called PIXLR M. Now, I'm going to show you how to do everything. First thing I want to show you here is that you have different versions of PIXLR, and in the channel you will find videos concerning the PIXLR X application and PIXLR E. Now, this is kind of an express and pretty synthetic version. And this one here is the more advanced, and you can use this one here on any device like desktop or tablet. But there you go. And we're making a series of videos about the tools and the features of this version here. And also PIXLR X, it's available just by using the browser. You don't have to download and install anything. So all the PIXLR applications are run through the web and through the web browser, so you don't need to download and install anything. You just access the website and create an account, and that's it. The job is done. Now, if you want to check our other videos about these other two, you feel free to go and search them into the channel. Now, in this video, we're going to concentrate on the mobile version, which is PIXLR M. And if you don't know how to find it, just type PIXLR here in any web browser and search, for example, in Google Chrome for your smartphone, and that's it. This is the first result here, and it's going to be the M version. Now, I'm sorry this is in Italian, but this is just the introduction. When we're gonna go inside, it's gonna be in English, and we already made another video about removing the background. So this is a quick background removal that you can use to remove the background from your images and save PNGs with alpha channel. Now let's go into PIXLR M and see what it's all about. Now you can see that you have these two main buttons here. One is to take a picture right away and modify it or retouch it or edit or manage all the different highlights and colors and so on. Or you can go into your gallery. Now if you click on photo, it's gonna bring you to the gallery. Select here the file folder, and now I will get an image from my folder here. So let's try with this one here, and should be opened up. There we go. So you can see here that I can now start to zoom in and zoom out using my fingers and move around using my two fingers. I'm gonna pan, and if I like any other editor, you need to use your two fingers to move around and to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, let's see that this one. Let's concentrate on this part. Well, actually, the first thing I can do is go to reform down here, and here I can crop, rotate, resize. These are the first operation I can do. So I'm gonna crop it, and I want to get rid of this part here on the left, so I'm going to concentrate on this here. And you can also use presets like for the proportions right here. This is 1:1 like Instagram, and then you have like full HD formats and widescreen and so on. But in this case I just want this, so I have a customized crop. Okay, and then you can rotate, you can flip it vertically, you can flip it horizontally, or you can just rotate the image. Well, in this case I want to keep it like this, so I'm gonna say OK. And then you have resize. Now when you use resize, you can define the pixels of the image. So if you need less pixels, you can do that, and this is gonna constrain the proportions there. But if you want, you can unlock that, but it's gonna deform your image, so usually you don't do that. And let's say OK. And then you have also canvas to work with the canvas again with the pixels, and you can anchor a position for the scale. But I cannot show you everything deeper and more in detail, but you can also experiment yourself. I'm just gonna do a quick introduction and overview. So let's go to the next one, which are the retouch, and these are really interesting. I think they work pretty nice in this web app. So I'm going to zoom here, And let's say that I want to get rid of these characters here in the picture, or maybe those two which are even smaller there in the distance. So what I can do is use the heel. Now you can use the heel also to get rid of defects, for example, on a face, like I don't know, pimples or things like that. So you click down there and you define the size of the brush. So it's gonna be something like that. And then you click on the area when you want to fix your image. So I'm gonna tap there on those characters, and you can see those are removed. Be careful because if you click in other areas, it's gonna try to remove defects also from other parts. So you can also use the undo redo buttons there on the top to go back. So you can see there I've done what I wanted to do, so I say OK and then zoom out. Well, you can see that it's pretty visible there, but not too much if you consider that this is going to be the actual overview of the image. So, well, the smaller is the defect, the easier is to get rid of that defect. Now we have sharp, which is to sharp parts of your image. So let's see here something. Well, actually, let's blur something and then let's also use the sharp. So let's say I want to blur this tree here. So I'm gonna use the blur tool and increase the size again. Now you have the size, the feather, which is the softness of the edges of the brush, and then you have the strength, which is gonna be the power of that brush on that area. Okay, and then I'm gonna click here on the tip of this tree, and you can see it has been blurred. And then I will continue to use my finger here and tap and click and drag my finger, and I'm going to blur all that tree out. And this is how blur is going to work. Now sharpen is basically the opposite. I cannot show you everything, but you get the idea, so you can experiment with the rest of the other tools here. Now toning and temper will modify the pixels. Now every time you work with the software like this, or web app like this, you are working with pixels. So it's all about changing the color of the picture the pixel. So if you use the paint, for example, which is the next one, and you select draw, what you're gonna do is just overwrite a part of your image, so part of the pixels of your image with a particular color, and this is gonna be perceived as a brush stroke. And again, you have the size, you have the feather, and here you also have the opacity down there, so you can create different kinds of strokes. There you go. Now that's less visible there. Okay, now remember, you always can go back with the undo to get rid of those marks. And also, let's say, okay, you have eraser, so you can use the eraser as well as you use the brushes. And let's do undo again and say okay. And you have the fill. Now this is used to fill parts of your image with a color. So let's say I want to use the purple. Okay. And you also have the tolerance, which means how many different colors do I get around the area that I want to select and change it with this color. Now if I click here on this part of the sky, you can see it find out that all those blue pixels were there, and it changed those blue pixels into purple pixel. But it's limited by these edges here of the trees, by these defined limits. Now if I uncheck contiguous, well, that's gonna not care about the limits, and if I click on this part of the sky again, it's gonna get all those blue pixels and turn it into purple. So this is how contiguous and not contiguous works. And also we have the opacity here as well, and the tolerance. Now if you decrease the tolerance, it's gonna simply get less pixels around. So this is how it's gonna work. Now if you want to go back again, make some experiments, play around with tolerance and with the colors and opacity, and you can see here that pretty quickly and pretty easily you can alterate, you can create really psychedelic effects here on your picture. Okay, let's move on and let's go to the adjustment. Now these are probably the one that are gonna be helpful to correct your picture. So the first thing you can do is auto correction, and then you can work here with the colors a little bit. You can have like more black and white or more intense color. Saturation again, increase the colors or go to black and white. And then you have temperature, you have a warmer look and feel or a colder look and feel. And then you have tint if you want to apply a particular color. And finally hue if you want to again go to the like psychedelic effects. Well, I kind of like this effect here, so I'm gonna keep it and do something psychedelic. Lastly, you have the filter and again you have sharpen, you have clarity. So if you want to increase here the visibility of the parts of the image, sharpen is gonna well, get rid of the blurred part, but sometimes it gets too strong and it's not good. Here you can blur everything out. And grain, if you want to add kind of a picture effect, like from the cameras. And then you have vignette, which is also an effect from cameras, which is gonna like darken the corners of your image. And finally, effects, but these are simply a combination of the various effects that we just used in a customized fashion. Well, these are just like preset for you that you can go there and apply, just like Instagram or other like a social network application. So this will be all for this video guide. I hope you enjoyed. Well, actually, I'm gonna show you also how to save. It's pretty simple. Go there, up there, save it, and give a name. So I'm gonna call this PIXLR test. And well, that's it. I can save PNG if I want alpha channel. I can save JPEG. I can define the quality. Higher the quality and heavier will be the size of the JPEG. And here I can change again the width and height. Now I can also save in PXZ format, which is the pixel format, and that's it. So when you're finished, you click on download, and that's it. So the image was saved. So I can also save other copies here if I want. There you go. Now, again, this will be all for this quick guide. If you enjoyed, please subscribe to the channel. You will find also other video guides about other software, other web apps. So search in the channel the topic that you are looking for. And if you want to give us just a little support, you can join the channel as a supporter and help us to create more videos and more courses and so on. Now you can also check the PIXLR video course in the channel, and again write your comments if you want to ask questions or give suggestions to other users. So thanks for watching and see you in the next.